박수로 부탁드립니다. All right, Henry, Bryce, and Sam, we're ready for you. Please join us back on stage. Welcome. 그리고 박수 부탁드립니다.
Hey.
Well, hello. So great to have you here. So today, before we begin and open up the floor for questions, let's go ahead and first say hello to the press here today. Can we begin with you, Henry?
Hi, everyone. How you doing?
What's your name?
Sorry, my name's Henry. Henry Cavill. I play Argyle.
Yes. I'm Bryce Dallas Howard, and I play Ellie Conway.
Hi, I'm GQ Jeremiah Johnson. No, I'm Sam, and I play Aiden.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, and we're very happy to have you all here. So now, before we open the floor for questions from the press, I'm going to start off with my first question. Henry, we know that you've already been here in Korea about 6 years ago, and Bryce and Sam, this is your first time visiting Korea. So we'd love to hear how you feel about that, about being here in Korea.
It's absolutely fantastic to be back. I always enjoy coming here. And as is always the case on these press tours, we don't get to see nearly enough of your beautiful country.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I can come back at a later date and explore some more.
Please do so, yes. Next, Bryce?
Yes, I have wanted to come here my entire life, and it is very sad that I will only be here for a short time, but I'm definitely going to maximize that. I've brought my family with me. My daughter is going to have her 12th birthday here in a couple of days.
Wow.
And I was like, what do you think about going to the skincare capital of the world? And she was like, bring me immediately. So it's such a privilege to be here, and I'm so grateful that you invited us to come and share Argyle with you, because it's an incredible country.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes. Sam?
I'm very excited to be here. Bryce and I were just talking about the some of the very, very talented Korean filmmakers, too, that we admire. So it's an exciting place to be for film in general.
Thank you so much. All right, so we will now open up the floor straight away for questions. If you have any questions, please raise your hand so that we can deliver the mic to you. 네, 질문 있으신? 네, 네.
네, 안녕하세요. 저 엑스포츠 뉴스 오승현입니다. 영화 너무 잘 봤고요. 일단 세계 최초 시사를 한국에서도 하시고 투어도 한국에서 하시는데 이 점에서 아가일 팀이 한국에 거는 기대가 좀 있다고 엿볼 수 있는 것 같아요. 한국 시장에 대해 어떻게 생각하시는지 궁금합니다.
Yeah, I mean, something that I really admire about Korean films, Korean filmmakers, are the risks that they take. And when you're watching a Korean film, it's like nothing else that you've ever seen. It's truly groundbreaking. And I think it makes sense for Argyle to premiere here, because it's an incredibly groundbreaking, unique, sensational, exciting movie that truly takes you on a ride. And so, you know, we humbly hope that you enjoy this kind of crazy, wild thing that we've created. But we're very, very grateful to first be sharing it with Korean audiences, because we feel, it might seem strange, but this movie feels a little at home here.
Would you like to add to that, or?
I'm going to go with that answer.
Yeah, that answer was perfect.
That was
I'm going to go with that too.
Agreed. All right, can we get the next question?
네, 안녕하세요. YTN 김성현 기자입니다. 영화 정말 재밌게 잘 봤고 한국에 오신 걸 진심으로 환영합니다. 새 배우분께 공통으로 질문드리겠습니다. 감독님이랑 큰 접점이 없으신 걸로 알고 있는데 작품 출연을 결심하신 결정적인 계기가 궁금하고, 매튜 본 감독님이 굉장히 스타일리시하고 독특한 연출 방식으로 유명하신데 함께 작업하신 소감은 어떠신지 말씀해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
I had the very good fortune of auditioning for Matthew Vaughn many, many years ago, almost 20 years ago. And it was right at the start of my career, before I had done anything. And it was such an incredible experience to get to meet him. I went over to his home. I met Claudia Schiffer and his children. And I remembered it so distinctly, where I was like, wow, this filmmaker is a cut above the rest. He's different. He's doing something different and exciting. And of course, I wanted to be a part of that. And so, many years later, I had the opportunity he produced a film called Rocket Man, and invited me to play Elton John's mother in that movie. And so we got back in touch that way. And then this came along, and it was quite out of the blue. He just emailed me directly and sent me the script. And it has been an amazing journey and ride, and absolutely fulfilled all of the expectations and hopes that I had all those years ago when I first got a chance to meet him.
Henry, you worked with him on the Star.
Yes, Henry,
I did, yeah. I worked with him many, many years ago on a movie called Stardust. I think it was one of my first few jobs I'd ever did, actually. I loved the experience then, and when it came to this, Matthew sent me the script, and he said, I've got some crazy ideas for this. I'm going to give you a flat top, and just trust me. And so I did, and here we are with a flat top. And I honestly, trusting someone like Matthew Vaughn is incredibly easy. He's an extraordinary filmmaker and a lot of fun to work with as well. And I think that's something which I'm discovering more and more as my career goes on, is that I should be having as much fun with it as possible, as well as doing good work. And Matthew's the perfect man for that. So when it came to me signing on with Matthew, it was a very easy shout.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Matthew's. I saw Kingsman, and I pursued him a little bit through my agent, and then I think I called my agent and said, I'd love to meet this guy, and then of course that never happened, but then I saw Layer Cake, and that was very impressive. And then eventually, I just randomly out of nowhere, I got this call and had this great opportunity to read this script and Zoomed with him, and it was pretty exciting. And he's a wild guy. I mean, he's a wild filmmaker. He's very passionate. He breaks a lot of rules. He finances his own movies, so he's very fiercely independent.
All right, thank you for that. Can we get the next question? If we could have the microphone.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 연합뉴스의 오보람 기자라고 합니다. 한국에 오신 거를 매우 환영합니다. 저희는 다 영화를 본 상태인데요. 보니까 본 감독님 특유의 그런 코미디가 가득한 액션이 눈에 띄더라고요. 그래서 굉장히 강도도 높았을 것 같은데 어떤 식으로 연습했는지 궁금합니다. 특히 하워드 씨 같은 경우에는 스케이트 연습도 하셨는지 궁금하고요. 한 가지 덧붙이자면 아까 전에 대답해 주신 것 중에서 한국에 가장 먼저 영화를 보여주신 이유에 대해서 조금만 더 설명해 주시면 감사드리겠습니다.
Getting to be a part of a Matthew Vaughn film is like nothing you've ever experienced before. And I would be remiss to not mention his partnership with the late Brad Allen. And Brad Allen was one of the greatest action directors we've ever seen. And very tragically, he designed all of the action, and he passed away suddenly before filming at the age of 48. Yeah. And Matthew and him had been partners for many, many, many of their films. And so the action, it was so important that it captured the essence of what Brad had created. And you could really feel that on set. It was Matthew just wanted to deliver. And I have to say, just the being witness to the choreography that was created, like Matthew also was very inspired by Sam's extraordinary dancing abilities. This man is very jazzy, very extraordinary. It was right on the heels of Fosse. And so you were like, your skills were like really tuned. And so this kind of notion of breathing life into an action sequence where you're seeing this sort of idealized spy that Ellie Conway has created, Argyle, that's sort of this James Bond type spy, and then going back and forth between that image and Sam Aiden, who is a spy in real life. And then on top of that, adding in the choreography of it feeling very, very, very dance-like, almost like a musical. It was extraordinary to witness and so, so, so exciting. And I don't even know, I mean, what was that like for you guys? Like training for that? You had to learn the same exact
it was funny.
choreography.
Well, we Henry and I did a tap number where we were going to crush heads that was cut from the movie, but we worked very hard on it.
We sure did.
For months, we worked on it, learning how to tap dance on skulls, and we were very excited. And then it was cut. But you know, I should mention also Damien, who's Brad's protege. Brad Allen was Jackie Chan's protege, and I only got to text with Brad a couple times, but seemed like such a lovely guy. And Damien took over, who's kind of Matthew's secret weapon on second unit, and my double was two of the doubles were Spider-Man's doubles, and just incredible stunt team, men and women, just amazing people. But we were training on the train scene, I remember, and I remember I was 53 at the time, and I'd done one fight movie. Are you guys getting all these translations, by the way? Okay.
Yes.
I was done one fight movie with Anna Kendrick, and I'd done a couple of fight things, but I was really kind of killing myself, and a friend of mine told me to, you know, be careful. And then I think Henry and I had to do a lot of the similar choreography in the sequence. And I remember at one point, I was really kind of going for it, and Henry was like, "All right, take it easy. Just pace yourself. You're gonna get hurt. Just pace yourself." And he was right. You know, it's a marathon. You know, you got to be very careful, especially at my age. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm slightly less jazzy than Sam. he's quite good at
Pretty
that.
jazzy, dude.
He's pretty jazzy.
So you fight.
But I do have a fair bit of experience with fight choreography. But working on this movie in particular, there was a lot of innovative techniques and a lot of sort of interesting styles of shooting. And so it was a learning curve for me as well. And honestly, a pleasure to work with that stunt team and to be working alongside Sam. As he says, we had some pretty similar choreography at times. Yeah. And it was just a pleasure. It was a new experience for me as well. So yeah, had lots of fun.
That's great to hear. All right, can we get the next question, please?
예. 월간 플래툰 이준규 기자입니다. 영화 너무 재밌게 잘 봤고요. 세 분한테 짧게 질문인데, 자 헨리 카빌 씨는 지금 차세대 007으로 지금 물망에 오르고 있고, 뭐 크리스토퍼 놀란 감독이 할 수도 있다 그런 얘기도 있는데, 이게 007의 패러디 캐릭터를 할 수 있는 이런 배역을 맡았는데, 뭐 어떻게 차이나 특징을 주려고 했는지 좀 궁금하고요. 그다음에 브라이스 달라스 하워드 같은 거는 과거와 현재 자아의 변화나 표현이 굉장히 힘들었을 것 같은데 어떤 부분이 힘들었고 좀 중점을 두셨나. 그리고 샘 락켈 씨는 뭐 아이엠먼이나 조조 래빗 같은 영화에서 굉장히 유쾌하고 재밌는 역을 많이 하셨는데 이번에 액션과 유머가 잘 융합된 것 같습니다. 어떤 액션과 유머 중에 어떤 게 더 힘드셨는지 좀 알고 싶습니다.
As far as my keystones for Argyle, it's a tricky one really because he is an idealized spy to a degree, and you have to add that comedic element as well. And so I didn't want to lean too heavily into any of the obvious references. And so I leant very heavily on the script and on Matthew's direction as well. Because Matthew is very much the kind of filmmaker who will he'll adapt and adjust on the day. And so a lot of that I was taking from what Matthew would say in the morning. And I mean, sometimes we had new dialogue, sometimes we had new action. And a lot of my keystones were just directly from Matthew in the moment.
Yeah, he threw something at you last minute that was really like a whole monologue. You were so beautiful that day. Like you just took it on. Stuff that I had 3 months to memorize, and you were like, bang! You had to do it right there and then. And it was often like that in some of the scenes with me and Henry. You had to do some of the same dialogue. But yeah, I think that. Like Henry has like flourishes of the comedy he has is like kind of doing the Cary Grant James Bond thing where he's rubbing his fingers through his hair and then I had to be kind of
Maybe just like fix it.
thank you
Yeah,
thank you I appreciate it. John would be very happy with that. I appreciate it. You got a job. Yeah, and you know, I needed to be a little bit of the comic relief, I think, to some extent. I think that was part of my job.
안녕하세요. 서울경제스타 정지은 기자입니다. 일단 영화 너무 잘 봤고요. 샘 로겔 배우님께 먼저 질문 드리고 싶은데요. 할리우드에서 톰 크루즈는 뛰고 샘 로겔은 춤을 춘다는 말이 있을 정도로 춤에 너무 진심이신데 이번 작품에서도 좀 춤추는 모습을 원없이 보여주셔서 되게 좀 기쁘고 놀라웠습니다. 그래서 이번에 춤추는 장면 찍으시면서 좀 어떠셨는지, 그리고 내한 일정 중에 또 춤추는 모습 보여주실지 되게 궁금하고요. 그리고 두 번째로 브라이스 달라스 하워드 배우님께 질문 드리고 싶은데요. 현실의 스파이와 가상의 스파이를 좀 교차하면서 보는 씬이 있는데 그 촬영을 이제 코앞에서 보시면서 실제 배우님 본인이시라면 헨리 카빌 배우님 혹은 샘 로겔 배우님 둘 중에 어떤 분이 좀 더 매력적으로 끌리셨을지 그게 너무 궁금합니다.
All right, so my question is, first of all, I really enjoyed the film, and my first question is for you, Sam. There is a saying where people say in Hollywood, Tom Cruise runs and Sam Rockwell dances. And I think the film was very true to that expression. I loved your dance moves in Argyle as well.
Thank you. That's an expression?
Yes, it is an expression. So I'd like to hear from you, how was it sort of doing the dance moves for this film, Argyle? And will we be able to see some more of your dance moves during your stay here in Korea? And then my next, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Get some tequila in me. We could do it right now. The thing is, it's very kind of you to say that. I have been humbled working on a show called Fosse Verdon, where I was with real dancers, and I realized very quickly that I am not a real dancer, but I mess around and like Chris Walken is a formally trained dancer, and when you are around these people, like real stunt people or real dancers, or these people who really do it for a living, it's humbling, I mean, I can do a couple of shimmies and stuff, but yeah, it's just a way to stay loose too. I think to stay relaxed and shake out the nerves. I think sometimes.
You're really good, Sam.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate
he's a
it.
really good dancer. I'm not as strong a dancer, and just getting
pretty good.
Getting to work with him and getting to be like led by him in that way. It's special. It's cool. I'm lucky. I got to dance with Sam Rockwell.
And that
Thank you.
is actually the perfect segue to the next part of the question asked to you, Bryce. So the question was, we see you sort of seeing in alteration both spies. Yeah. So if it were you, Bryce, in real life, which is more of your type in terms of the spy? Are you more toward, do you lean more toward Henry's spy or Aiden?
Wow, that's an evil question.
On the spot.
I think
That's also a tricky one too, isn't it?
Well, I mean, here's the thing, and this is what I love so much about the movie, is that you do get to see kind of the fantasy and then the reality, and at the end of the day, it may appear very different, but at the core, it is the same, and so there is very much so, without giving away too much, Aiden represents a real spy, how spies operate in the world. I mean, Matthew Vaughn is, what's fun about this is he's kind of, forgive my language here, but he's kind of taking the piss out of a genre that he's created, this kind of very heightened spy action comedy where everyone is looking gorgeous and perfect all the time, no matter what happens to them. And that is not the case for real spies. Spies need to be able to disappear. Spies need to be able to not stand out. And so it was wonderful to kind of play a character where she has an idea of something, and then she encounters the reality of it, and she loves them both. She loves them both, and so. She's polyamorous, one could say, when it comes to her affection for both Aiden and Argyle.
What a lovely answer. All right, can we get the next question?
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 노컷뉴스 최영주라고 합니다. 한국에 오신 거 매우 환영하고요. 각 세 배우 분께 모두 질문을 드리자면 이제 각자 시나리오를 읽고 이제 캐릭터를 분석한 후에 또 현장에서 더 발전시켜 나가셨을 텐데 각자가 이해하고 경험한 캐릭터의 어떤 핵심을 한 단어 혹은 한 문장으로 요약을 해본다면 어떻게 할 수 있을지 말씀 부탁드립니다.
What a good question. Let me buy time for myself while I think of a one-word answer to that. I would say, if I were to describe the essence of Argyle in one word, would be...
That's tricky. Can't we have like 4 words?
Tricky. How about fantastic?
Yes.
Yeah, let's try that.
Perfect.
I'm going to stick with that.
I'm just going to go with fantastic too. No,
Jazzy.
I would mix some film references, but that's too many words, I guess. But yeah.
The essence of the character.
It can be more than one word. It can be a phrase.
Okay, it can be a phrase. A woman discovering herself.
I'm going to go with Han Solo meets Albert Brooks.
Wow. 5 words? All right. We love that.
I'm sticking to my answer.
As you should.
Okay, and I'm going to actually ask the next question. Excuse me. So this one's actually for you, Bryce.
Actually,
So-
sorry, I would love to change my previous answer.
Oh,
Not allowed.
Go ahead.
Okay, a word,
Final answer.
a word. This is like 2 words, but you know. Okay, cat lady.
Ooh.
Cat lady. That is the essence of who Ellie Conway is. Cat lady.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I think people are going to like that answer a lot better too. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question, and this one actually is for you, Henry. So in a recent interview that Matthew Vaughn did, I believe it was with Total Film, he revealed that he's already planning 2 sequels to Argyle, and that the first sequel will show the younger days of Agent Argyle, played by you. So can we look forward to seeing that happen anytime soon?
Yeah, absolutely. If that comes about, I mean, putting together films always takes a lot longer than we think. When that does come about, then I am going to be very, very excited to be a part of it. Obviously, I have a very good idea about what that story is about, and it's a good story. It's a lot of fun, and I look forward to working with Matthew again on that.
Great.
And it has everything to do with how folks respond to this movie.
Wow. Yes.
It has everything to do with, folks embracing, showing up. Right now we're in a moment in entertainment in our global industry where it's the theatrical is being challenged in a really big way. And so what I would just say is that the more that folks can support original filmmaking, movies that are doing something that is different, that is unexpected, showing up in the theater's opening weekend, that sends a message that you want more. And if you want more, there's more that this guy has to offer. So.
Yeah, that's the ultimatum. If you want to see more of me, watch this.
All right. So I guess it's up to us whether we're going to get to see more of you. Okay, can we get the next question? I saw a couple hands raised. Yes, in the back.
네, 안녕하세요. 스포츠 W 인가을입니다. 영화 속에서 이제 반려묘가 나오잖아요. RP가 나오는데 이제 영화 끝까지 신스틸러로 되게 활약을 하는데 매튜 본 감독님의 아내분의 반려고양이를 출연시키게 됐다고 해서요. 혹시 계기를 알고 계신다면 알려주시면 좋겠고 이제 연기 합은 어떠셨는지 궁금합니다.
Yeah, there are no doubles.
Yeah, no doubles. Just one Chip. So Chip is Claudia Schiffer's cat. And he is adorable and very cool. Like he's a very confident, relaxed, social, adorable cat. And all I know, by the time I was involved, it was Matthew's cat. And what I knew was that Matthew was going to be the handler. So every day Matthew would show up on set just absolutely covered in fur because he was holding Chip all the way to work. And to be perfectly honest, it was very, very, very sweet because Matthew is incredibly protective of Chip, loves Chip to death, and so, you know, whenever anything would be even remotely uncomfortable, like the temperature wasn't right, he's like, no, just Chip will stay in the trailer. It's all right. It'll be fine, you know? And so
He had that wand, right? That's that cat thing.
yeah, we had like a little stuffy thing, yeah, that would be the cat when it wasn't suitable for the cat. So, yeah, I mean, it was pretty amazing. And what was beautiful as well is that for my character, she lives in a home and it's very cat-centric. And when we would be filming, Chip would just stay on set. He would just like sit in his little tower and be very happy and, you know, knew that he was being worshipped by one and all. And it was great.
That's great. And Sam, you mentioned a couple of times that you don't like the cat, right? How was it working with the cat for you?
Oh, I like Chip. I like Chip actually, but yeah, Matthew was always trying to get his eye line with this cat stick wand, whatever the hell that was. Oh yeah. He really was. Bryce is right. He was the wrangler. He was the cat wrangler, and he was like, God damn it, Chip, look at this, you know. And he would try to get Chip to look in the lens or not look in the lens.
We'd use the boom sometimes. The boom.
That's right. He liked
sound. Matthew would be like, move the boom, move it.
All right, and next question is going to come from me, and this one's for you, Henry. So you made quite an impression as the legendary Agent Argyle, and we cannot not again talk about the flat top hair. And your suit is also quite something different, right? So you seem to play the ideal spy in the film. What were your main ideas of focus as you were building the character? And in particular, was there anything that you discussed with Matthew in terms of what you really wanted to portray through Argyle? Were there any particular directions? And lastly, what kind of action portrayed by you would you like for the audience to look out for?
Great questions, thank you. I think, again, as far as my touchstones when it came to the character, I was leading a lot from what Matthew was going to direct on the day, because a lot of these things evolve throughout shooting as well. But a key element was obviously the flat top. And so with something like a flat top, you get a pretty good idea of where the character is and what sort of things he's going to be doing. And so it's about leading into the fun of it, because you're right, he's an idealized spy, and he has this particular silhouette with a rather marvelous haircut, and you have to lean into the fun of that. When it comes to the action, there's a lot of fun stuff, but I think probably my favorite scene was the train scene. I think I enjoyed that the most, and I look forward to everyone seeing that.
We can't wait. All right, we're going to take the last question from the floor due to time constraints. Can we get the last question? Yes, in the back.
네, 안녕하세요. 저 세 분 배우께 모두 질문 드리고 싶은데 그 헨리 배우께서는 이번에 두 번째 한국 방문으로 알고 있습니다. 그 이전에 한국 팬들의 반응이 되게 뜨겁고 해서 깊은 인상을 받고 가셨다고 들었는데 어떤 기대 갖고 한국에 오셨는지 궁금하고, 그리고 나머지 두 배우분들은 처음 한국 방문이신데 어떤 또 기대 갖고 오셨는지 궁금하고, 또 헨리 배우께서 어떤 우리 한국 팬들이나 한국 문화에 대해 어떤 팁을 좀 줬는지 좀 궁금합니다.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
It's going to be really fun that we had to bring the movie here. That was something that we all talked about early on. It was like, we have to go to South Korea. So anyway, sorry, Henry, you say.
So expectations, I mean, coming here is always fantastic. And I was very excited to come back. And coming back is already proving to be a wonderful experience. Arriving at the airport yesterday, everyone was very enthusiastic and very polite as well, which is it's nice to be around. And so I enjoy that enormously. It's just honestly great to be back. And as these press tours, as I said earlier, always go, we so rarely get any time to really experience a country. But the plan is one day in the future, if we can find time in our schedules, then I speak for you guys as well, sorry, that we'd love to come back and truly experience the country some more.
We would love to have you back, all three of you. Could you tell us a little bit, what were some of your expectations, Sam, as you were coming to Korea?
Well, we're big fans of Korean filmmakers, so it's just really special to be here. I can't think of any expectations really. Just just really that I love Korean film. So that's a big reason why we're here, I think.
Skincare.
Skincare. Oh, yeah.
Skincare. More skincare. A little bit of technology and some skincare. I mean, honestly, it's this is such an incredible place. And just so you know, just from kind of like the American perspective coming here, we're basically like, this is what the world is going to be in 20 years. You guys are so far ahead of us in so many ways. So it is truly a privilege to come here and see how y'all are doing it right. And the skincare.
All right, thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Due to time constraints, very reluctantly, we are going to have to wrap up the conference here. So before we go, we would love to hear from each of you, how it was today, just speaking to the press here today, and also if you could leave us with a message for the Korean fans waiting to see Argyle. Can we begin with you, Henry, and go in order?
It's been a while since I've been up on a stage talking to everyone, so it's been a real pleasure being here, especially as our first stop on this tour. Thank you so much for looking after us and showing us such a good time. As far as a message to the fans, I hope you enjoy the movie. It's a very simple message. It's a fun movie, so get in there, as Bryce says, opening weekend, and enjoy yourselves. And go in with no expectations, because you may be surprised.
It's very true, yes. What Henry said, absolutely. And does it open here February 2nd as well? Is that the date that it opens here?
February 7th.
February 7th. So what I would say is I would echo everything that Henry said as well. And because this is our first stop, in many ways, you all are going to be setting the tone for us, in terms of telling our story and inviting people to come and see the film. And so we feel very protected being here because we know that this is an incredible community, and embracing films like this is something that we knew would or hoped would happen here. And so honestly, driving even from the airport yesterday and seeing all these signs for Argyle and all the promos and everything, it's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to get to begin our journey here. And thank you for your support. And to the fans specifically, February 7th, it would mean so much to us if you could bring your friends, your family, go to the theaters, experience this with people you love, because this is so much fun. This movie is fun. And don't we need a little bit of fun in our lives?
Very true. All right, Sam?
Yes, I too have not been in front of a press conference in a minute. And I'm just glad my hands aren't shaking and I'm stammering because I'm jacked up on Sudafed and coffee. So that's a win. And it's really nice to be here with these guys, especially. And I also just go to the IMAX, please. Go see this in the theater if you can, because it's going to be more fun that way. Popcorn and everything.
All right, thank you so much. And with that, we are going to let you go. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
네, 그럼 이것으로 아가일의 내한 기자간담회 마치겠습니다. 참석해주신 여러분 감사드립니다. 영화 아가일은 오는 2월 7일 개봉 예정입니다. 그때까지 많은 성원과 관심 부탁드리겠습니다. 지금까지 사회의 정현영이었습니다.